and save up to 85% on your delinquent taxes. Call American Tax Relief for a free consultation to see how much money they can save you. Call 1-800-217-7965. Call American Tax Relief right now for your second chance. 1-800-217-7965. That's 1-800-217-7965. American Tax Relief.
Welcome back here to the What's Cooking program on CRN Digital Talk Radio. I'm Michael Horn. That is Paul Stern, the nation's food, wine, restaurant, travel, and entertainment show. We're going to get into some wine, as we told you about. And one of the near and dear wineries to our heart, Paul Stern, is the famed Rodney Strong Winery up in the beautiful Santa Rosa area in Russian River. One of the very first wineries we ever talked to and worked with, and just one of the great mainstays. If you are a fine wine aficionado, you're going to love the good wines. You have been a Rodney Strong fan for years, Paul Stern.
Indeed, very accessible. There's always a lot of things kind of going on, not only at the winery, but the tasting room in particular. And they offer they offer a kind of a variety of wines that not only, are always are kind of identifiable, but kind of the great way that they look just from the perspective of the bottle, but the fine consistency with the what they've released over the years is something that, again, you've always come to expect from Rodney Strong.
Well, in the studio with us, we have the lovely Tammy Wyckoff is here, ladies and gentlemen, who does so much to tell people about Rodney Strong. We have Robert Larson, the public relations director. He's extraordinaire. And we have, ladies and gentlemen, a man who's been there as long as I've known this great winery, Mr. Rick Sayer, the winemaker. Welcome to the broadcast, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, it's good, Rick. It's good to have you with us. And you've been there how many years at Rodney Strong?
31 years.
30, and you don't look that old. I can't believe it. 31 years. And so this is, we talk about great winemakers. You are in the category, a very limited category there, of the great winemakers who obviously are great because they stay with the job they love. I mean, not only the wines, but the vineyards like the back of your hand, don't you?
Well, that's one of the reasons I've been there 31 years is I enjoy what I do, and there's a lot of things that go into that. Being part of the vineyards, vineyard ownership, family ownership. A great winemaker is only as good as the grapes they grow. So you have to have some consistency there. And I had worked at Simi Winery for 10 years. And
so you were 10 years prior to that at Simi Winery?
Yes.
How old are you anyway? No, just kidding. You're the man. So you're at Simi for 10 years, and then you come to Rodney Strong. Now, when you come there, give us the background, the story. How did Rodney Strong Winery start?
Well, I started at Simi in 1970, and that's about the time when Rodney was really going strong. I mean, he had actually...
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, that happens all the time. But Rod started getting into the wine business slowly in 1959.
There was a Rodney Strong, correct?
Yes. And 1959, he started a mail order wine business. And Rod was a negociant. He didn't actually make wine, but he bought wine, blended it, and bottled it, and sold it, and just started out a little wine shop in Tiburon. And I heard that just last week they finally closed that shop down, which is sort of a monumental thing because it's been there since 1959.
Wow.
But
so is it Tiburon? Was it Tiburon Vintners and Rodney Strong
Vineyards?
It was
Tiburon Vintners to begin with. And
so did they do like labeling? Sometimes you could go to Tiburon Vineyards and they would go ahead and do a special labeling, like if I wanted to put a label on the thing that said for the cellars of Mike Horn or something.
It started out that way.
I used to order wine. That was like one of the first. See, I go way back with the Rodney Strong. I used to do that. I used to order that and have it shipped to my house.
Well, it started out very simply. People did not have a wine cellar, so they said, I want this wine, put my name on it, hold it for me, and then I will come get it. And so they started printing their names on it. And next thing was Happy Birthday, Merry Christmas.
Right.
Thanks for closing the real estate deal, whatever. And that grew really fast. Rod took on a partner, bought a little winery in Windsor. Then it was called Windsor Vineyards. He hired Dick Arrowood, was his first winemaker.
Wow.
He found Dick Arrowood at Corbell.
Okay.
And so Dick came on board, and they started building a winery and incorporated. Rod was the first to go public. And at that time when he went public, he was just a shareholder, and he lost control of the winery. So, and you know, that exact same thing happened to Robert Mondavi, but 25 years later.
It happens on occasion. Yes, it does.
And
yeah.
the ultimate demise happened.
Right, it did, yeah.
25 years later, too. But it was exciting times. There was a lot of ups and downs, and I was at CME, and I was being mentored, first of all, by Robert Stemler, very German winemaker.
I remember, yes, Stemler, good.
And Robert was a great winemaker. He didn't teach me much about winemaking. He sure taught me how to work, though. But it was Andrei Chelichev who came on board.
Really? Now, who's that gentleman?
That gentleman was the wine master at Beaulieu, or BV.
Yeah, something that Chelichev, man. Everybody talks about that and the legacies left. And so did you work with Andrei Chelichev?
I worked with Andrei for 7 years.
Oh, my.
And it was something I wouldn't trade for.
When are you writing the book? You actually do need to write a book.
I don't know. Andrei had many students, but there's a lot of stories we share about it.
We're getting the story of Rodney Strong Vineyards from the winemaker, Rick Sayer. We got Robert Larson chiming in here, Tammy Wyckoff also. Sans microphone. We'll have to get her moved over to one pretty quickly. That's Paul Stern. I'm Michael Horn at CRN. We're going to taste some wine, too, so stay with us.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 120,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy and major car companies filing for bankruptcy, Cover America Auto Care has announced revolutionary, inexpensive mechanical breakdown coverage that is now